So here is the demo of the application where you can see that we are managing the balance by using provider statement. Here I'm using a simple statement in order to update the state. If our balance is greater than and equal to 0, then we show different format, and if our balance is less than 0, then we show different format. So this is a demo where we are updating the UI of our Flutter application by using provider architecture. Assalamualaikum. So you have already watched a demo of the application which we are going to build in this video tutorial. So for now, here I have a sample code, you can see there, and now I will create a page for managing the UI from another page and name it home.dart, and here I will import my library material flutter material.dart, and now I will create a stateful widget and name it home page. And now here in home page I will pass scaffold, and then inside the scaffold I will pass body and column. So we are going to have multiple widgets, that's why we have declared column, and then I will access this home page in my main.dart file. I will import this page here, so I will import it, and now I will reload it again. Okay, so we are good to go now. And the next thing is I will create a bar here for showing the title of our application which we are going to build in this video tutorial. So I will pass the title here, I have passed the title here, and now inside this column I will pass two text widgets for showing the title, for balancing, and for showing the amount which we will have to show either the amount is in debit or credit. So here you can see that we have two text widgets here for showing the data. And for now I will create a floating action button in order to show a dialog box, and inside this dialog box we will add the amount. So where we will have basically two buttons as you have seen in demo. So now when I press on this icons I will pass here icon.add, and inside this icon, inside this floating action button, when I click on this, I want to open a show dialog box according to the demo. So I will pass show dialog box here on press method, and then inside this show dialog I will pass return alert dialog. Sorry. So in alert dialog I will pass title here. So inside this title I will pass select balance type, and then in content I will pass column, and then here we will have two buttons for showing credit and debit. So I will now save it, and if I click on this floating action button, you can see dialog box is appeared now. I will wrap this column with container so I can reduce its height. So here I will wrap this with container, and then I will pass container, and then I will pass a height. So I will pass here 200 height for this container, and then I will remove this data from here, and I will pass this title at here, and then I will pass a icon at here. So the main focus of this video tutorial would be for managing the states instead of to improve the UI. We already know how to create a beautiful layout, so that's why I'm not focusing on UI. I'm just focusing on the functionality what I want to deliver to you in this video. So that's why I'm not focusing on UI part. So here I will wrap this with row, and then I will pass align space around. So okay, so it is looking somehow good, and what I will do now, I will simply copy this whole show dialog box. So I will copy this whole show dialog box, and then I will, after copying this, I will simply add this dialog box in buttons credit and debit which I have created, and I will pass that dialog box in these buttons, right? So here I will update the UI of this dialog box according to the demo which we have seen. So I will copy it here, and then now I will paste in debit button, right? So now you can see that credit and debit dialog box is good for now. What I will do now, I will create text form field in order to add a balance which we want to show on the screen of our app. So I will create here amount variable for showing the amount on screen, and then I will pass in onChange method value amount is equal to 0. Okay, so here I will pass some decorations, and then I will pass here hint text. Okay, I think it is not updated now. Let me save it again. And okay, so we can see now our text form field is appearing here. I will pass a sidebar here, so we can separate the UI. We can separate text form field from buttons, and I will copy this amount variable for credit, and I will copy text form field and sidebox for credit button. Okay, so we have done a UI part. Almost we have done a UI part for today's lecture, and the UI part is done for now. What I will do now again, create a page for managing the state. So I will name it balance provider dot. And here I will first import a provider package, so I will write provider here. So I have already imported it, that's why I'm not going to install it again. If you have not installed it, you can simply import it. So how I did it, I am using an extension pubspec.assist for directly importing the pub/dev packages inside this VS Code, instead of going on Chrome browser and copy the code and then paste it here in terminal. So I'm using this pubspec assist extension for importing the packages directly. Now the next thing is for creating the state management function. So I will import first Flutter Foundation library. And here I will create a class balance manager, and then extends, and then I will pass change notifier. I have already explained everything about them. If you have not watched my old previous video of this playlist, you can simply watch from you can get a link of that playlist in the description box, or you can see in I button. So here I have created a variable and then a get method. And now I will do the next thing is I will go to main.dart. Now I have to wrap this material app with multi-provider. So this multi-provider function is used to manage multiple providers. If we are managing multiple states, then we use multi-provider. So here I will pass my class balance manager, what I have created just right now, and I will import it. I will hover it again. So it is not accessing here. Let me import it. Let me again write it balance manager. So we are good to go now. And the next thing is access the balance which we have created inside balance provider.dart at here. So I will wrap this text with consumer. I have already explained very well about consumer. I will share a link of that video in description box. You can go and watch that video about consumer. and I will import provider so I can access the functionality of consumer here. And now here in parentheses I will pass my dat class for balance provider, and then here I will pass builder, and inside this builder I will pass method context. Okay, so I will directly import it from here and then cut this phrase from here and from here. And now we will use this value in order to access the values, in order to access the values, or you can say the variables which we have created in provider class. So by using that value function we can access the balance which we have created in balance provider class. So I will, if I write dot here, you can see I can import that balance, and then I will write dot to string, because we have declared a double data type. That's why we cannot pass directly in text. That's why we are writing here dot to string. So now you can see that our value is showing there. Now I will create a function for managing the balance, and first I will create add credit function. Inside balance I will pass amount for managing the amount, and then write it here balance. So this balance is used to update the amount on screen, and inside this balance I will pass that amount what I have created here. If we call add credit method, then the amount will be added, and if we call debit credit method, then that amount will be deduct from balance. So these are two functions that will use to add or remove the balance from the total amount, right? So here I will use this function inside my buttons what I have created in alert dialog boxes. So for now I will write here basically I want to go back to the home page. That's why I will write a method navigator dot pop context, so I can go back whenever I click on a cancel button. So I will pass navigator dot pop navigator dot off context dot pop, right? So I will copy it from here, and then I will pass that method in this cancel button too, and I will save it. And if I check it for now, if I check it and click on this button, and after pressing cancel button I am not going back to home page. So what I will do now, I will pass that navigator function, that navigator method in this at the top of this show dialog box. So whenever I click on cancel button, I go directly back to home page instead of previous dialog. So let's check it again, and if I click on cancel, you can see we are going back to directly at home page. Now what I will do, I will create a variable here for accessing our function. So I will write balance manager, and then we will write provider dot of context, and then I will pass listen false. I don't want to update whole UI again, I just want to update a specific state. That's why I am here writing listen false, and here I will pass my dat class so I can access the functions. So now I will write here balance manager dot add credit, and then I will pass amount, and I will copy it navigator dot push. So pass this navigator method right here too. So whenever I click on add method, we go back to our home page. So here I will pass that method here too, and now I will copy this function from here for debit method, and I will pass here and rename this add credit to add debit. Okay, so if I add amount here, let's see whether our application is working for right now or not. Balance is not updating here. Let's check this credit method. It is not updating. I see what I'm doing wrong. So I go back to our text form field where we are entering the balance with text form field. So here is text form field. So I will write here double dot parse, and here I will pass the value, and then I will write if we have a value. If we have that value, then we will show that value, otherwise show 0 0. And now I will copy it from here. I will copy this from here, and same I will paste in credit text form field. Okay, so let's check it again. If I add balance now, okay, you can see that balance is showing there. Now if I click on credit and balance there, so our application is working properly now. Now I will update some changes in our UI part. What I will do now, if our balance is in positive, then we will color our text with green, and if our balance is in negative, then we will show our red text, right? So for that, from before that, I want to show images with balance too. So I have already added images inside my assets folder. You can add your own images. I will show a link of this code with you in description box. You can directly go there and watch and use that code in your own way. So I will I have here download these two images, and now if I copy it again, let me write the condition first. If our balance is greater than 0, then we will show our debit paid image basically. So let's write balance, not balance, value dot balance greater than equal to 0. If it is greater than equal to 0, then we'll show this image, otherwise we will show not paid image. So I will remove it from here, and then I will write here. So all images are showing here, and I will update the color too with the condition. So I will use for colors too, and colors dot, before that I will pass a color colon, and if our balance is greater than equal to 0, then we will show green color, otherwise we will show red color. So let's save it. Okay, before that let me add here size box, so we can separate the text with image. Okay, so you can see that our image is showing with it and with text. Our debit image is showing with text basically, and I will change its alignment to cross axis alignment dot start. If I save it, it is okay. So its UI is updated now. If I add credit balance, click on credit, and I add balance to 58, and now if I click on credit 300. Okay, so you can see that our UI is working properly with the condition, and our set is properly managed by provider. So this is the today's lecture, which where we have created a sample application for managing the balance by using provider statement. You have already seen the demo, and we have created this application according to the demo what we have seen in the start of this video. So if you like this video, I will request you to like and support my content, and I will keep uploading Flutter stuff on this platform, and I will share a link of my playlist for provider inside description box. You can go there and watch the rest of providers videos if you want to learn provider statement.